And welcome to another episode of Experts Speak. I'm Michael DeLon. Today I'm talking with Adam Rossen. Adam, thanks for being with me.
Thanks for having me, Michael. I really appreciate it. Excited to be
Hey,
here.
you are welcome. It's going to be a fun conversation. So, Adam is a criminal defense attorney down in Fort Lauderdale area, Florida. He's a podcast host. He's built his business from kind of a solo practitioner up to, I think he just told me he's got like six attorneys and a larger firm than that, growing rapidly because they are serving people who well, I'll say they found themselves in a hard situation sometimes, and Adam and his team come to the rescue to help them out. And I really want to take some time, Adam, and unpack that. But as we get there, tell me, I mean, how in the world did you get doing what you're doing today?
Yeah, so I'll give you the short version. So growing up, I wanted to be a lawyer or a doctor. Wasn't really sure. My dad's a dentist, owns a dental office, but I knew I didn't want to be a dentist.
Okay.
And then I go to college and I decided I wanted to be a doctor. And basically, first year of organic chemistry at a big school like University of Florida, 600 people in a classroom. I was like, this is just not for me. I really love the law, and I've always been interested in criminal law, but also trial work. So I
Okay.
switched to criminology. A year later, added psychology, had two college degrees, went to law school, and I still wasn't sure if it was going to be criminal law or personal injury, but I knew I wanted to be in the courtroom. I wanted to be a litigator and really try cases. And my third year, I signed up for basically a CLI program where you can be a certified legal intern and actually work at the prosecutor's office every single day and try
Yeah.
cases. I did that. I absolutely loved it my third year of law school. I had five jury trials before I graduated law school. Won one of them. I got a guilty verdict as a intern, a prosecutor intern, and I was hooked. I was in love. Went to the prosecutor's office. I was only there for 18 months because and initially I thought I was going to be a 20 or 30-year homicide prosecutor. I wanted to be one of board certified. I wanted to be one of the best trial lawyers in South Florida, and I wanted to do it from the prosecution side because I wanted to help people.
Mm-hmm.
And I just realized there was a lot of politics involved, a lot of things that I didn't like. And so at 26 years old, I said, you know what? I'm going to leave and I'm going to start my own law firm. We're going to do criminal defense and we're going to help people and we're going to do it differently. And we've been in business since 2008. And that's what we've done. And it's been a bit of a slow climb. And then just especially recently, last 5 to 7 years, we've just had that hockey stick growth and taken off. But I love it. We have a counter in our office. And as of right now, we're almost at 3,100 people who we've helped achieve their best future. So that's 3,100 people, 3,100 families that we've helped achieve their best future by hiring us and us getting them a fantastic result. And we look at that every single day.
That's awesome. I love that. Talk about building a culture within your organization. We could have a whole podcast just around that because that is in a sense, the why behind what you do is
Yeah,
everybody comes in every day going, okay, how do we get to 3,500 people served, right?
absolutely.
I've
Well,
never heard
we'll get there
anybody do
next
that.
year. Yeah, well, we just had a major celebration earlier this year to celebrate 3,000.
Yeah.
We're almost at 3,100 now. We'll be at 3,500 next year. And so we'll probably celebrate again formally at 3,500. But it's great because you see the number every single day,
Yeah.
in the counter. For us, our team, it's a talking point with our clients and potential clients when they come in to meet with us. And what we do is with our internal meetings, we don't just flash the number. We always take time out to give one, two, three, four stories of people and what they were like and what they were going through before they came to us and how they changed or how their situation changed during the course of representation. And we build relationships with our clients. So we stay in touch with them. They stay in touch with us. So we're storytellers at heart. All trial lawyers are storytellers, or at least they're supposed to be.
Yeah. All the good
All
ones
good
are.
marketers, all good marketers are storytellers, right? It's all the
Absolutely.
same. So
Yeah.
that's what we do. We tell our clients stories.
That's interesting. All right. So let's unpack this because even before we came on the podcast, I was telling you that I think, and this is my perception, and I may be totally wrong, right? Is that a lot of people hear criminal defense lawyer and
Mhm.
we have this bad vibe because I think because we don't understand, very similar, unfortunately, to personal injury attorneys, right? That
Right.
it's just like, no. Do you know what these people do and how they help you? Unpack for us a story or something of, I mean, who uses you? Who are your clients? Why is it so very vital what you do?
Right. Well, and first of all, to anybody who is stereotyping us, look, and I completely understand. There's no
Yeah.
judgment at all. But I will say to anybody listening to this, you have an open invitation to contact me. Come down to South Florida, spend a week with us. Spend a
Mm,
week with us, and let us show you what we do and how we help people and how we help make our community a better place. Okay, so that's an open
excellent.
invitation to anybody. Please contact me. I know I'll give my contact info at the end, but come on down.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
And so, as far as these stereotypes, well,
Yeah.
look, we're trained in criminal law. We're trained to build, mental barriers around everything, but we're also lovers of the Constitution. And to be a criminal defense lawyer for more than just a few years, you have to really love helping people, and you have to love the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and really believe in the Fourth, Fifth, and Sixth Amendments to the U.S.
Mhm.
Constitution. Okay. And people always say to me, "Is Adam, well, how do you sleep at night when get somebody off who you know is guilty?" And I say, I sleep just fine.
Yeah.
That's the wrong question. The right question is, Adam, how do you sleep at night knowing that you're representing somebody charged with a crime who's innocent?
Yes.
Those those are the cases and the clients that we have trouble sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay. And unfortunately, we see it so much more than you would think.
Hmm.
Or we have a situation where somebody's charged really high. And for anybody listening to audio, my hand's up really high. Okay.
Yeah.
They're charged with something very serious. But in reality, they did something a lot less serious. They did something that's relatively minor. They're overcharged by the police or the prosecutors. That we see all the time.
Hmm.
Right. And between all of those, right, you just have to really understand how the law works, and you have to understand that it's better for 100 guilty people to go free than one innocent person to be falsely, convicted. And
Yeah.
that's just our fundamental core beliefs. It's what we're trained, and to have a long-lasting career in criminal defense, you have to believe it,
Yeah.
because the country was founded in a way on by rebels who wanted personal freedom, personal liberty, and the Constitution wouldn't have passed without these amendments, especially the Fourth, Fifth, and Sixth Amendments.
Right. Yeah. No, that's what, and I love the way you just framed that at the end. Um, it's better to get 100 guilty people go free than one um, innocent person
Innocent
go to
person,
jail.
yeah.
And what hit me, and again, I don't know if this is right or not, but if the person's really really guilty of whatever, right, and they go free, my gut says odds are they're going to do something in the future to get back in that area. Whereas an innocent person you save is probably good to go, I would guess.
Well, in some ways, yes, in some ways, no, or it's a little bit of a deeper conversation because look, we also have a big focus on mental health and substance abuse. And
Mm,
10 years ago, I realized that most criminal defense lawyers had no clue about substance abuse and mental health. And so I've spoken at local, statewide, and nationwide conferences on the intersection of substance abuse, mental health, and criminal law. And we have a massive focus on this because for a lot of our clients, they committed a crime, but they're going through a mental health crisis,
yes.
right? And so, what does that client need, that human being need to make sure
Right.
that they're not a danger to anybody else? Um, but also, even in the context of certain crimes, like DUI, for example, where there's no car crash, nobody's hurt. These are things that in today's day and age where mugshots are online everywhere, people can find anybody's criminal history to be branded with the Scarlet C for
Yeah.
criminal on your chest for the rest of your life, it can affect up to 3 generations deep. You might not get that promotion that you were expecting. You might lose the job. You might not get that townhouse or that condo or that rental apartment that you were looking for because of that arrest or charge. So, my genuine hope is that for my clients who do make a mistake and are truly guilty, that going to jail for the night, paying the money for us, going through certain crimes like DUI have a big treatment component, going to court, having to go through this process and deal with us, and we are very big mentors to our clients as well, but I want that to be punishment enough.
Yeah.
And so if we beat the case, we beat the case, but they're still night in jail, tons of money spent on us, gone through the process, and I want them to be punished, kind of learn their lesson without having that Scarlet C for criminal on their chest.
Yeah. That's so good because that,
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, 3 generations, it lasts forever. It impacts so many people. I've I'm not a lawyer, right? But I've taught in church for years, youth groups and different
Right.
things. And I've told all of my kids that I've taught and all of the other leaders, I'm like, we have to be totally cautious and careful and don't be alone in a room with the youth because one accusation
Right.
can kill a reputation in a bunch of things, right? At the same time.
Right. Well, let me tell you something, okay, as far as what you're talking about, we see false accusations of sex crimes. It's unbelievable the amount of false accusations, whether it's a custody dispute and one parent puts the
Yeah.
child up to it, or a stepson for step, and a step, the mother, right, trying to get, just manipulating
Yeah.
things, or other parties for, I mean, it's terrible. And obviously we know that one of the worst things that you can do to somebody is commit a sex crime against them.
Right.
But at the same token, one of the worst things you can be falsely accused of is a sex crime. That is a career killer. It
Yes.
is a reputation ruiner.
Reputation. Yeah.
And we see it all. We have a very big focus on false accusations and sex crimes.
Yeah, and that's good. And that's, I guess that's one of the things that as you know, we're talking here in my audience and things, just to understand that you've got to be very cautious and careful in your business environment and have securities and all of that. And at
Right.
the same time, there is no the, there, I'm going to say this, it's going to come out. There is no defense if somebody accuses you of something. Your best defense is to call Adam or one of your peers
Yeah.
across the
Yeah.
nation to go help, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you want to call us right away. I always say, look, nobody wants to call us.
Yeah.
But you need us. If there's ever somebody you need in speed dial, it's us. You need us in your favorites. Right? I guess speed dial kind of dates me now, but you need us in your favorites, and because you need us and you need us immediately. And that's why we run the firm where we are big, we are powerful. We handle certain high level, high profile cases that solo lawyers cannot handle because they
Right.
just don't have the team, and the entire team, the lawyers, the staff behind them to handle those the way it should be. And we do. And in a way, for a lot of the clients in crisis, we kind of run and triage like an emergency room ER at a level
Wow.
one trauma facility where we're ready to go, drop of the hat. And I love that because it's exciting, it's exhilarating, but people need it. And just like most areas of law or most areas in life, the earlier you can get professional help to steer the
Yeah.
direction, the better results you're going to get.
Yeah, and I was just sitting here about thinking about the anxiety level of somebody if you were accused, falsely accused of something,
Yeah.
the anxiety level that you have, let alone your immediate family, and then it just starts rippling. I cannot even imagine how fast that would be, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
be able to call Adam and say, help. And then you
Mhm.
guys say, we got it. Here's what to do. Here's what not to do, or something like that. I assume there's a like triage, right? Here are some
Yeah.
basics,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. And we're all, not only are we brilliant lawyers that are Spartan warriors battling, but we are brilliant master strategists and master tacticians. And so we love that as well about, and that's a big part of criminal defense is kind of, it's playing chess, not checkers, and setting up 5 moves ahead. And the earlier we can be involved, the better it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and to have the I'll date myself now. Buford T. Justice, it was a show, one movie or something. He was like a Georgia police officer, sheriff, and he always carried this big bat, right? And you knew that when he came with his bat, trouble was, he was going to clear the decks
Right.
and bring justice. And I think sometimes we've got to understand that you're the good guy. You're the guy we
Right.
need on our side because you can keep a legal system at bear that not is not always we did foster care for 8 years. Okay, we've adopted 2 girls. We love what the system tries to do. It's a broken system.
Right.
I can only imagine in the legal world, whatever your situation is, the system's just broken. It's got good guys and bad guys on both sides, and you need somebody like Adam to come to your aid and go, I got you. Here's how we're going to work this, and be a counselor who's done this just a few times, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. And so criminal defense lawyers and the Fourth, Fifth, and Sixth Amendments, we are what protects our entire country from the government turning into a tyrannical government. And
Hmm.
we are the beauty of the United States compared to some dictatorships. And
Yeah.
so, but it's not for most people, that's not sexy in the news. That's not what's going to get politicians elected. And people forget that. So really anybody who's a student of history and really knows about the founding fathers and what they believed in criminal defense attorneys. They believed in personal liberties and freedoms and our rights, especially the Fourth, Fifth, and Sixth Amendment, to protect us or them away or from the English government, right? Because if you
Yeah.
think about it, we were founded by a country of rebels,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Exactly.
that's what we were. We basically broke away from Mother England and
Yeah.
said, no, we don't want you to govern us. We want to govern ourselves, and we don't like the things that you're doing to us,
Yeah.
right? Like forcing the militia, forcing us to house militia in our houses, and being able to have general unspecific warrants and search us at any time and enter into our homes and look for crimes. So we want all of
Yeah.
these protections. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's how the country was founded. But
It is.
250 years later, people forget. So
That, that's right. Yeah, we do. We forget from where we've come, right?
right.
And to realize if we don't have people like you, Adam, fighting for that every day, and not only fighting for it, but bringing it to bear on podcasts like this, helping people understand, helping business owners and entrepreneurs understand. Because I haven't even thought about this. What if you're an entrepreneur and you've got 20 people on your team, one of them gets accused by another about sexual harassment or whatever it is, the ramifications that could potentially
Mhm.
come back to the business owner, let alone slow revenue now because we got in. Business owners need to understand this because this stuff's not taught either. And most business owners are like me. We started it because, hey, this is something that's really cool and I'm going to start a company.
Mm.
I've never
Yeah.
thought about all this.
Yeah, yeah, and we're professional fixers too. We're kind of like our own version of Olivia Pope.
Yeah.
So if anybody watched Scandal, but yeah, I mean, oh, you need to know it. And even in our white collar practice, we have so many business owners that we represent that are then either getting indicted or getting a target letter from the federal government, not just the state and local government, but the federal government, the feds, and they're terrified. And they started with really good intentions. And there's so many different ways that a business owner can make legitimate, honest mistakes through it, but then wind up being a target of the US government for some kind of white collar fraud issue. And so it's very serious. And when the government gets you in their sights, they're like a dog with a bone. They don't want
Yeah.
to give it up.
That's
They
right.
don't.
Yeah. And that's where you come in, right? And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's one reason I really wanted to have you on the podcast is to help um blow up the little stereotypes because when we see criminal defense, I mean, we're talking about TV shows and movies, right?
Mhm.
We don't talk about exactly what you talked about. Yeah, you messed up somewhere and now the government is coming after you. It's like, whoa, time out. Who do
Right.
you call, right? Ghostbusters? No, you call Adam and his team, and they come to the rescue and they guide and they direct you. Now, Adam, do you work just in the South Florida area, or are you nationwide, or do you have peers, or how does that work?
That, yeah, so that's a great question. So for our federal and white collar and healthcare practice, we handle those cases nationwide.
Okay,
For our state court practice, so DUI, domestic violence, could be sex crimes, drugs, murder, those we handle primarily in South Florida, Miami to West Palm Beach. But if the case is large enough and the client wants us, then we will go to some of the surrounding Florida counties. But for us, it's always about, can we provide the best value to the client? And if it's something where we believe that we can, we will take it. We'll bring the show on the road, and we often do. And if it's something where it just doesn't feel like the juice is worth the squeeze for either the
right.
client or for us, then we have people in all the other areas
Yeah,
that are trusted partners that we've vetted and we know, and that we will send our potential clients to.
that's awesome. Okay, that is very cool. So really, I guess the listeners, I want my listeners to really understand that, hey, you need to be educated on this at some level, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to go to law school and everything, but you need to have your brains about you and go, okay, what's my evacuation plan? What's my plan B in case something happens to me or one of my team? What do we do, right? And I think Adam, what you've shared here today is a great primer on all of this to go, okay,
Mhm.
we need to have a plan in place, and whether that's calling Adam and your team and we'll tell them where to go here in just a second. And that may be the first call, because that's simple and easy. And then you can vet them and say, you know what, this is great.
Right.
Here's who you need to call in your area. Because again, I'm in Kentucky. Who would I call? I have no idea. I
Right.
would probably
Oh,
Google.
and we know people all across the
Yeah.
country. So
Yeah.
that's good. You know, now I also have a network across the country that we refer people to. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say your first call is probably to reach out to Adam. All right. So somebody's listening. They either want to come down for that week down there in
Yeah,
Florida
come on down.
to hang out and understand who you are, what you do, but also that culture aspect. But how does somebody get a hold of you? What's the best way?
Right. So the best way now is LinkedIn. I'm having a huge focus on LinkedIn. I'm really enjoying spending time on LinkedIn. Before, you know, for years I was just like, oh, I'm getting spammed and I don't need a
Yeah.
job. So why am I going to put any time on LinkedIn? But now it's been a really cool group of people on there, and we're putting a lot of content. So you can find me on LinkedIn, Adam Rossen. You can email me. It's adam@rossenlawfirm.com. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're everywhere, we're on Facebook. You know, you can just Google us, rossenlawfirm.com. I happen to think I'm very easy to find. We haven't got to the point yet, but I'm working on it, where you just shine that bat signal. Maybe we do it with our logo, and
Love that.
then me or one of my amazing lawyers, we just magically appear. Right? That maybe that's 2030 goals. We're looking into. Maybe we could do it with AI and we can get an AI avatar of us to swoop in and save the day.
Wouldn't that
So
be fun?
that'd be awesome. Yeah.
The bat phone, right? Just pick up the bat
Yeah.
phone, and Adam and his team pick up, and
Right.
we could go down the rabbit trail there.
Put
I grew
put
up
put
with.
the signal in the air and we'll
That's
we'll just
right.
fly right in. Yeah.
It's funny when I we'll divert here, but when I go to downtown or wherever and they have the searchlights, because somebody's doing a shoe
Mhm.
sale or what, I always think of Batman and in Gotham
Yep.
City and all to go. It would be so much more cool if the shoe store would have their logo up in the clouds instead of just.
Right.
That's exactly what you're talking about. So
Well, you're a good marketer, so you're always looking at things. You're like, oh, how can we make it better? Right.
that's right. Well, when you need to get your life better because you're finding yourself under the gun in some form or fashion, may I just recommend you reach out to Adam? I'm going to have some of those links in the show notes so you can reach out to him, LinkedIn primarily, but also their website and different things. He's all over the place because we need an advocate. And when you need an advocate, um, when you're faced with a lawsuit, a criminal defense, or whatever, you need somebody by your side. And I know Adam is either the
Yep.
guy or he knows the guy or gal who can come to your aid and guide you through that process. So Adam, thank you for doing what you do because it's really, really important. And thanks for being a great guest on Expert Speak, man.
Well, thanks so much for having me. And look, I love what I do. My team loves what we do. We have a great culture. We have, very well-defined core values. And so as we've grown the business over the last 7 years or so, we've been very intentional now about who we bring in and who we, bring into our culture. And I think we're just, I mean, I love the firm. I love our people. We have a lot of fun. We work really hard and we help people, and it's the best thing ever. So
I
that's
love
why
it.
we do what we do.
Amen. All right. Adam Rossen, Rossen Law Firm. Thanks again. I appreciate it. And thanks everybody for listening to Experts Speak. Tune in again next week for another great episode. Take care and God bless.